Will take us this time.
Now you can retrieve the dream into images on the screen so easily.
Tiny House Live. Tiny House Live.
Yes, my friends, Tiny House Live, right here, appearing magically in front of you, live from my nightclub tonight, live from what I typically call my space pub, because I did build this in outer space. But we are not on the planet tonight. We are in my time machine, prepared for a really interesting excursion back into time. Where we are not tonight is in my inspirational space station. No, not tonight. We are firmly grounded in history on planet Earth, and I've got some really interesting, special things to bring to you in the long run. So that's what I'm telling you right now to start right off. Lots of fun stuff. We'll see people chiming in over here. Glad to have you with us here on Tiny House Live, right here in my time machine tonight. And let's see, as I make some final adjustments over here. There we go. Warm up my ambient. Make sure everything is right here in my lobby like this. If I had a nightclub, it would look just like this. Warm, comfy, laid-back chairs. Lots of records on the shelves. Jazzy music in the back. Yes, there's a piano. Of course there's a piano right there. A drum set somewhere, but you can't see it. Glad to have you here. Tiny House Live, right here, Tiny House Time Machine. And I am your professor, hidden somewhere secretly in the land of Petacotia, somewhere between Petaluma and Kitati. I'll never tell. But either way, it's glad to have you here. Glad you're with me. I've got a few things happening. You know, I've got a couple guests, and we've got more than a couple stories. And tonight we are going to trip fantastically through the past. I'm going to be jetting you all the way back in my time machine to 1996. We'll get there, not right now, in the moment, but together. It's going to take more than just my energies to do this. I've got two friends to me here with me tonight who's going to help me pull this into focus. We're going to talk some Sonoma County musical history. We're just going to chat it up and have a good time here in Tiny House, as you know we do. What is Tiny House? Well, Tiny House, I like to think it's a time capsule. That's what I think. It might be a historical landmark too by now. I've been doing this 5 years, so I'll get into a little break here with you in a little bit and tell you some more things about coming up in Tiny House. But right now, I think if I look carefully, I can actually pull my guests in. Yep, they are ready, and here they come. My friends, on the left, we have Mr. Gary Silva. Coming into focus on the right, we've got Mr. Harry Gale right here with us on Tiny House Live. And say hello, gentlemen.
Hey.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hey.
And that's exactly where this night is going to go. Hey, I'm so glad you guys are here. Let me tell you, when this show hit me, because we found all the correct parts. Is our phone already?
Already.
No,
man.
answer it.
No,
Who is
no,
it? Are you
cool.
sure?
No.
All callers are live.
Our callers are live, so
Okay.
we'll bring you in. You never know what'll happen in this tiny house. So anyway, glad to have you with me, Gary. Glad to have you with me, Harry. Gary and Harry.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Oh,
Good to be here.
This is too good of an opportunity to pass up. I got to bring myself into this little image here. Hang on a second while I refocus my own physical visual imagery, so I can be part of the show as well. I like being here. I like being here. I like being in my tiny house. Matter of fact, I want to bring you up. Well, let's see. Well, let's get you there. Here you go. All right, guys. Sorry to take so long. I'm a cameraman. I'm an audio guy. I'm playing musical backtracks.
He's
Everybody
a
comfortable?
one-man band, yeah.
I am a one-man
Yeah,
band.
man.
I'm in here juggling like crazy. Now my image
Yeah, you are.
appeared down in the corner so I can be in touch with you guys and welcome you once again to Tiny House.
Thank you for having us.
My
man.
pleasure. My pleasure.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a momentous occasion because the historical piece of landmark history that I hold in front of me, and let me pan over here just to show these folks this right here, and then I'll go back to our world. But yeah, this CD I came across with Stu Blank's BBQ from the Magic Lamp.
Yes.
From the Magic Lamp.
Spell with a J.
I see that now. Maybe that's actually a good place to start. How did the J get in there? Describe
Stu was he always called his place the Magic Lamp, and he would say we'd have a gig and he'd say, okay, where do you want? We'd ride together a lot of times, and he would say, just meet me at the Magic Lamp, man, and I'll we'll just throw your drums in and we'll go. He had an old Ford station wagon, yeah. So we that was the Magic Lamp.
The station wagon or his home?
The home.
Okay, that's what I
Yeah,
thought. That's
yeah,
what I thought.
yeah.
Well, that's cool. I love the whole thought. I live in a bit of a magic lamp, so I can really appreciate the similarity there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who just chimed in? Oh, hello, Tammy. Glad to have you with us. Yeah. That's God. There's so much history between the three of us. I mean,
Yeah.
Gary, you've obviously been one of our county's longtime drummers. Played with so many people. I say long time like me. We've been doing this a few decades, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, literally. I mean, I counted mine. I'm over 40 doing sound engineering and
Yeah.
music stuff, and you're well beyond that.
I've been playing professionally for 50 years or so.
Yeah. Naming the few of the people out there.
Chuck Berry.
Chuck Berry.
Chuck Berry, Bo Diddley,
Yeah.
Big Mama Thornton,
Elvin Bishop.
Otis Rush,
Of
Elvin
course.
Bishop, of course, Charlie Musselwhite,
Stu Blank.
Norton Buffalo, Stu Blank, which is why we're here.
Yeah.
But,
Jones.
Yeah, I
Blackie Jones.
had some wonderful, did some gigs, couple gigs with Bonnie Raitt, here I am tooting my horn.
No, that's what this is about. This is all good. We're laying down history as it is.
I had some great times. I mean, I worked with Mark Knapflin's that Blue Monday party thing, and we backed up so many people. I recorded with Roy Brown, Percy Mayfield, Pee Wee Creighton, so I had Roy Brown I mentioned already, but
Los Lobos.
yeah, I've sit in. They're good friends, and they come by and they'll invite me. Last time they played at LBC, David says, putting you on the guest list and you're sitting in, and I went, no, I don't want to sit in, man. Just he goes, no, you're sitting in. So
Awesome.
in the middle of the show, in the middle of their show at the LBC, he says, Gary Silva to the stage, and I went, oh shit. So there I go.
They're a great band. I know from
and-
working at the Mystic Theater with them and their engineer Mondo.
Mondo.
I mean,
Yeah, man, great guy. What a guy to have in your corner. Man.
So much so that I get a call from Mondo the day of the show at the Mystic Theater when Los Lobos are going to play an all-acoustic show.
Yeah.
And Mondo goes, I think I forgot to tell you something. This is like an all-acoustic show, and we're going to need like 15 DIs. And I'm going, this is the day of the show. Am I going to
Yeah.
come up with 15 DIs? I think I got 6.
Yeah.
Anyway, we scrambled like crazy and got what they needed.
Oh, yeah.
That
Great
was
guys.
That was great guys.
Great human beings. Man.
Absolutely.
Great
Yep.
musicians.
Yep. Out there chasing the wolf.
Yes, they are. And
wolf.
my mom loves them. They love my mom.
Whose mom doesn't love Los Lobos?
I mean, I took her to the gig. We opened up for Los Lobos a couple of weeks ago on Memorial Day at Rancho Nicasio.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, wow.
And the first thing they say, "Where's your mom?" It's like, oh, she's out there. Bring her back. They're just great guys, man.
Yeah. That must have been a great show.
It was a great show. I brought Nick Ravenitis along with me.
Good.
David said, it would be amazing if you could bring Nick, and do you think he'd want to sit in? And I'd say, yeah.
Wow.
And he would say, and he did.
He did. Wow.
And he says,
Wow.
Nick says, David says, I'm going to call the guys. This is going to be amazing. They're going to freak out when I tell them Nick Gravenitis is showing up. And he did, and he nailed it, man. He got a standing ovation, you know.
Really?
Nick did, yeah. And
That is so cool.
yeah.
That is so cool. You know, we're going to bump into a video in just a second, but let's set this up a little bit. Whose idea was this for this barbecue party? Was it Stu's?
I'll tell you honestly what happened, you know, and I told what it kind of goes for I was playing the Monterey Jazz Festival in 1980s.
Awesome.
And I had heard Bobby Murray, guitar player for Etta James, was our guitar player in the band. And he had this cassette tape of Stanley Turrentine, Jimmy Smith, and it was a live thing, really cool jazz, you know, like bluesy jazz, really a great album. In fact, I tried to find it today. But at the end of this cassette, Stanley Turrentine comes on and he goes, hey man, I just want everybody to know that we're recording this live in my house, and all the Mrs. Turrentine and Mrs. Smith and all the ladies are in the kitchen cooking fried chicken and making, you know, they're making beans and, you know, and you know, potatoes, and I've got some fried chicken, and they're doing everything. We're doing this live, man. This is a family thing, man. And you know, and so I told Stu about this cassette. I said, man, we listened to this thing over and over and over again, you know, and Stu says, man, that would be a great idea, you know. So we ought to do that.
Oh, I see.
So next thing I know, you know, he says, okay, I got a list of people that you know, kind of like the who's who of blues or North Beach
It was
blues.
definitely the North Beach invasion.
North Beach invasion.
Roseland would never be the same.
Never,
Yeah,
man.
shall I read down the list?
Yeah,
I have them in front of me just so we don't forget anybody.
Yeah,
because
read the names.
Here
man.
we go. And this is in no particular order.
No,
This
no.
is just not featuring. This is just the group of people that were there.
Yes.
Stu Blank, Charlie Musselwhite, Tommy Castro, Gary Silva, Johnny Nitro, Terry Hank, Johnny Ace, Sammy Piazza, Michael Fly Brooks, Pat Newman, Lisa Kindred, and John Allaire.
Yes.
And of course, the whole recording session was done by Harry, and you were on the drums
With
Yes.
Tom Serletti and Mark Kuhn running camera.
I'm glad you put that in there, because I've been kind of living off this video for the last few weeks, kind of looking through history, trying to figure out ways to kick it up. And what we're going to see tonight is the original room miking from that performance, from that jam, from that barbecue,
happening.
that happening.
Yes.
And the ultimate goal here in my world and yours, Harry, is to piece this all together into something that could be.
It's Wednesday morning at 11 something.
Yeah.
The crack of noon.
Yeah, and these people, if you look at the picture, if anybody has a copy of this, or if you can see the picture, these people were not used to being up at noon or 1 o'clock.
I forgot about the
you know,
timing. It
daylight
was,
hours.
yeah.
You know, everybody's pasty white.
Breakfast jam.
Yeah, man, and everybody's. Some of them were hungover, and some of them were, you know, were absolutely not ready. You know, why so damn early? You know, and so hey.
Well, I'm telling you, Tommy Castro was ripping from the get-go. It looked like to
man,
me.
Totally.
I mean, it's just like
Yeah.
he lives it. So
Yeah.
bless your heart,
Yeah.
Tommy. All right, well, let's get into this a little bit. Let's kick this off. We'll come back and we'll get another point of direction. All right, here we go. 1996. Where's my time machine?
Was it Russ White or Dean was rocking before?
No, you leave that open. Whatever you want. Yeah. Come on back in the tiny house here, Eric. Make yourself comfortable, man. Come on in here, man. Make yourself comfortable. Nice night out here in Pepperland. Uh-oh. You dropped the magic 8-ball. What does that mean?
We'll have to
We'll read it. We'll read it and find out. Oh, well, that was a great way to start off. There we go. That was a great way to start off. We got right to the energy of the moment, and that's, like I said, a great place to start off. Some of the players, well, obviously we're gonna kind of pull parts and pieces together as we go through, but yeah, there's some special appearances happening in this right here.
Yeah, definitely.
And what did you guys barbecue that day? This is something I was wondering the entire time I've been working on this. Do you remember the chickens?
There might have been steak and
Yeah.
I don't know if they had.
I'm not sure if they had
sausages or something.
sausage. I don't think they had ribs,
No.
but
Sausages.
yeah, chicken and steak.
I think it was Dean on the barbecue. He had a big
There you
pit
go.
in the backyard.
Yeah, he was also taking photographs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good photographer, and I think Ronnie Martin was helping out. I think, as I
don't
recall.
remember. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah,
But it was definitely a family affair. Like,
big time.
It was.
it was a lot of fun out of the living room in the backyard, just people getting to see each other after,
Yeah, yeah. There's
crossing in the night at, the
Exactly.
saloon and the
Yeah.
Grand Green and everything.
yeah. Well, that's just it. Everybody.
to talk for a change.
Exactly. Most everybody had their own bands.
Yeah.
And so while they were playing, a lot of these other guys, it just, we got to kind of get together.
It looked really organic as I kind of watched this whole thing happen.
we never got a chance. We would never always, unless we were playing in somebody's band, one of these guys' band. We never really got a chance to really sit down and talk with them. You know? But this gave us a chance to do that. Kids running around, screaming, playing, having fun.
There's a little bit of a backyard segment in some of the stuff we'll show tonight that shows that vibe, including your chef that day. So he's on camera as well.
Dean.
Yeah,
Dean.
Yeah.
There you go. Good stuff all around.
That was a blast.
It was like a blues cruise without a boat.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
At the Magic Lamp.
Yeah, family cruise.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Oh goodness. Oh well, let's see here. What am I going to mention to you? Not too much, really. I know you've got 1,000 stew stories, but I think before we maybe pop into even one of them, I want to hit another video up. I want to make sure that people got the vibe of what we've got to present tonight. There's I see people chiming in over here, and come on in, make yourself comfortable right here.
Yeah, man.
Tiny house right here, high in the hills of Petticoat, with my friends tonight, Gary Silva and Harry Gale. Right here, living up the blues with Stu Blank's Barbecue and Blues from 1996, and that's what you're getting right now is a taste of that barbecue in the unadulterated, unfiltered live recording by Harry.
Yes.
Everything was one take.
Everything was one take and one camera. And
That's right.
I'll tell you, at the very end, I've got two songs that I've gone back and I've resynced to Harry's multi-track that he pulled that day. So the last two songs of this show tonight, you'll notice a noticeable difference in the quality of the audio because it's that we want to bring forward with the rest of this material. And I've now hold the files in my thumb drive.
There was no set list. There was no somebody. What do you want to do? It was just
Gee.
There's no song.
Yeah.
Exactly, man. There's one song that was Stu did. I recall it. That
was the kickoff tune. And
on the CD, the very first song, we just
nobody, no clues. Here we go.
Yeah,
that's the best
somebody
place to
shut the
start.
garage door.
Yeah,
and then boom, there we were.
In pulling this together, I tried to leave as much of the talk and chatter before and after that I could.
Yeah.
But realizing there's a lot of stuff we want to present, and we'll never present all the stuff tonight that we have from that evening. But the goal is to get the vibe there.
Yeah, man.
And so on that. Let's dive into one more of these. We'll continue chatting. We'll come back and talk a story or two. I do have commercials on this show if you didn't know. So as Jed and Granny will attest, I've got commercials.
You
on
Granny?
this show.
Bougie woogie.
Yeah, bougie woogie.
Oh, I got something here you want to cotton to. That banker fella gave them to me.
What's that?
Winston cigarettes. Try one, Granny. They's first rate.
Now, if you say they're really good,
Best smoking you ever had.
thunder, Jed. That is good smoking.
Now try it this way, Granny.
Tastes even better.
You tell me these Winstons is the best tasting cigarette you can get.
Well, I may put away my corn cob. That's saying a heap for 'em.
You know, Granny, there just ain't no way of saying how good a Winston is. You gotta smoke one to find out.
Well, I can say this. Winston tastes mighty good.
Like a cigarette should.
Meanwhile, in yet another remote corner of the city...
Ready for your supper, dear?
Just one more equation.
I'll feed the dog then.
The human brain is a curious thing. Like a fish, it can change its appearance and relentlessly pursuing its needs, in this case, survival.
Oh, I'm so bored, honey. I can't seem to keep my mind on anything. We need to cut loose, as the kids say. Trip the light romantic. Let's go out and boogie. Dear me. Now look what I've done. Come on, let's go see Stu Blank.
Well, if you ever talk to him about the girlfriend I know, she's gonna knock you with more than lot to know. Yeah, but it's gonna be alright. Yeah, but it's alright. No matter what you do. I'm gonna be out of late night. You don't know not to run. You always got to like a song. It's gonna be alright.
Good stuff, my friend.
Yeah, and it brings back a lot of memories, man.
Yeah, what's that like for you watching this? By the way,
I'm checking out my mullet, and my,
It's time travel.
But it was, it was cool, man. I mean, I was.
Gary Silva, this is your life.
Yeah, no kidding. No, it's cool to see, and
you're still looking good, man.
There's
You look good. That's 27 years ago.
Yeah, the thing is, it's just seeing all those guys, man. And some of them before they hit it real big, like Tommy was on his way up. And I mean, he's big now. He's winning awards, and he's a great guy, man. I love the guy.
Oh, absolutely,
great
Super
player.
Voice.
Yeah, man, and great voice, great guitar player.
One of the hardest working musicians that
no
I know
kidding.
of.
Me too.
Yep.
And Terry Hanks done well for himself.
Yeah.
I was in Terry was with us when I was in Elvin Bishop's band. Terry was our sax player, and man, there were some nights that were just magical. There's our first album on Alligator called Big Fun with Elvin Bishop, and there's some stuff that Terry did on that album, man, that's just incredible. Along with Daddy Ray Arvizu, and I'm naming these names, and the thing that strikes me most is that for instance, Stu, of course, is no longer with us. Johnny Nitro is no longer with us.
Yeah.
Lisa Kindred, who you'll probably see a little bit later,
Absolutely.
is no longer with us.
Yeah.
Pat Newman is no longer with us.
Yeah.
And so it's heartwarming to see them, and it's you
in their natural habitat.
Exactly, man. And this is where we live.
We're driving by with the windows down. I love that.
Exactly. This is our meat, man. This is our lives.
Well, this
man.
is why this has become important to me. This has become like a real cause to me, and I've been so lucky to be a sound engineer in this county for 40 years at all the venues you know and love.
Yeah.
And work with both you guys so much in all your projects.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm at the point where archiving this is really important to me. Archiving, making sure that people have records. And fortunately now these days, at least what I can do here is I can create an archive on my YouTube channel right here at ViralMediaArt.
Yeah.
So this stuff now lives, and I hashtag it all. I hashtag Gary Silva, I hashtag Harry Gale, I hashtag Stu Blank. And so anytime everybody's going, Stu Blank, there it is.
Yeah,
and so
exactly.
all I can do is continue to draw the dots toward the information that we have that establishes the history of Sonoma County music. Whether it's blues, rock and roll, I don't care. It's all Sonoma County history to me, and I continue to try to focus on that in this room, as well as some live music that I like to bring in here with people.
Yeah, and you know what I think about too is, speaking of people who are no longer with us, not to bring that, not to be a downer, but I all owe it I owe it all to Luther Tucker. We lived together. I was in his band, and we were roommates for a while, and just loved him, man. And he turned me on to. I'd answer the phone, and it would be, "This Big Mama, let me talk to Luther," and I, holy shit,
man,
yes, ma'am,
I'm in deep now.
And then Albert Collins would call, "Hey, man, this is Albert. I need to talk to Tucker," and Tucker was just, and he'd always include me. We were. Always had his guitar around his neck, man. Even if we were, we would rehearse every day about noon, and then we'd stop at 3 o'clock to watch Star Trek.
All right.
Yeah, we were Star Trek fans
I'm
at
huge,
the time.
Huge too.
Take a break, Yeah. And so, and then we'd drink coffee and and indulge in whatever we were indulging in at the time, and but always took the music seriously, man. And I have Luther to thank for getting me started.
That's cool. I didn't know that connection.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
He was. For those of you who don't know, Luther Tucker at 16 years old was playing in Little Walter's band.
There you go.
He had to get permission from his mom to play in the band, and then Robert Jr. Lockwood had to promise Tucker's mom that he would keep him away from everything and every dangerous substance known to man.
Good luck on that.
That these guys were doing. Yeah. So yeah, he had a lot of history, man, and I was just a naive kid, man, and I was just totally wet behind the ear. I grew up in the Salinas Valley, man, and I was, shout out to all my partners down there, my old bandmates, Randy and Milton and the cats down there, and so
That's funny.
But,
That's my first name and my middle name, by the way.
Oh, really?
Randy and Milton.
Wow.
So if he would have said Teaford after that, it would have totally fell off the stool. So
yeah, man. So that was my first band in junior high, man. They were real patient with me, you know, and I was a singing drummer at the time.
Well,
but,
that's an amazing ability to begin with.
It
Trying
is.
to figure out how to sing and swing sticks and kick your feet around.
I didn't think about it. I just did it.
Well,
you know,
I think that's the way to do
so
it. I think that's the way
I
to
just
do it.
stepped into
Yeah.
it, you know. But
Yeah.
anyway, just had to shout out to Tucker, you know.
Oh, absolutely. That's a great reference. You know, Harry, you're a great guitar player as well as a great
Yes.
engineer. You've done so much in this county. I mean, I pin you with Charlie Muscle right away because Charlie Musselwhite, you know, we've done so much work with Charlie, as he'll show up in our video here tonight. But you know, when did you start Route 44? What was your beginning? And what inspired you to become a knob twister like me?
I got to hang out at Prairie Sun in the Varney Metal years with Pete Marino and Steve Fontano a couple of times on different, like Vicious Rumors and Baby Moore and some of the metal stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
even
yeah.
at that time, it was like I just had no designs about being an engineer, but it was the happening thing, you know. I'll drive and get whoever to come, and I'll shut up in the corner and watch. And then, you know, we had Broken Ties and finally recorded at Prairie Sun. And even long after that, I was always doing demos, but in 92, my dad was like, look, dude, here's some gear, but consider going into business for yourself, which at that point was like, I want the basement studio, man. Joe Perry. I don't want to. I got to do this for other people. I don't know. But I ended up like, I'll honor it. He's helping me. Let's do it. And I'm sure he regretted it after that because there were some lean years. But I'm so thankful because my dad helped me then, and I think that would be like 92 or 3. And somewhere along that way, I was working at a record store in Healdsburg, and Charlie came in, and so. Somewhere along the way with Stu, I was in Broken Ties, and then eventually turned into Love Tribe.
Yeah.
And around that time, my dad would always be like, just ask, man, send him your tape or whatever. And so I was 10 years younger than Stu or something, and his, you know, their shit's rolling, and I'm like this guy with a demo thing, and I said, I know I ain't nobody, but check this out. And in the end, he's called me back going, yeah, I can be your Chuck Lavelle or your Nicky Hopkins. This shit's good. Let's do something.
Nice.
And for a moment, we were in the Love Tribe with him. But that started when he would say, well, come play with me and Gary. Because he would pump bass on the organ.
Right.
Or the roll and then do organ on the top end. And I was like, fuck yeah. And we did we didn't do a lot of gigs, but we did a few choice gigs. And
that was...
It's just, you know, that was like boot camp for me, kind of.
Yeah, well, Stu was, you know, it was just me and Stu, you know,
Yep.
and then when Harry had other things to do, we got there for a while. Bill Campbell was in the area.
Nice.
And it was me and Bill Campbell and Stu, no bass player. Stu played bass with his left hand.
Yeah.
And man, we tore it up, man.
Yeah.
And got some great stories in that little trio there as well. Harry always kicked ass. Harry was always, you know, I didn't know Harry. I think we were playing in Healdsburg, and Stu invited. Harry's going to sit in, you know, and I didn't know who Harry was, and I figured, okay, man, if you say he's good, man, let's
see what he's got.
Give him a go.
He just kicked ass. He just tore it after the first song. I was just like, God damn, yeah, okay.
Well, it's really easy when you're doing the drums and Stu's kind of carrying the show.
Yeah.
I get to be the wingman. It's like, dude, I couldn't help but play adequate, if not enthused, because you guys locked it. Like normally in the rock thing, you don't always get that. There's some push and pull in the
right.
And you guys were like a train. I just had to hang on.
Well, you know, and you know,
Just made it easy.
Yeah, and what you were saying earlier about, you know, like having, you know, Stu being the Nicky Hopkins or the Chuck Lavelle. I mean, you provided me with a lot of work, man. I was playing with so many different styles of music that I really didn't think I could play, or, you know, I mean, some of it I was doing for the first time, but I remember recording with Doug Jane and did a couple of tunes with some other bands.
Yeah, we did Hazel on his album, because it looks like she's going on a trip.
Right, exactly.
I love that. The drum fill in, and I was trying to emulate Robbie Robertson on the clean lead guitar.
And then,
that was good stuff.
And then that guy that came from Slovenia,
Andre Schiefer. Sean Ellen and I were just talking about that at the Twin Oaks the other night.
Yeah, so this guy came all the way over from Slovenia to record with us and Charlie Muscle.
Stu put the band. Charlie said, was it Charlie?
Slovenia.
Charlie knew the guy. The guy wanted Charlie to record, so Charlie said, "Stu, you got to put it together."
Exactly.
And then it was Johnny V, Sean Allen, Gary Silva, Stu, and who did he have on bass? Did he have Steve Evans, or who did he have on bass?
Was it Steve Wolf or Steve Evans?
Might have been Steve Wolf.
Yeah. But that was badass.
That was cool. Yeah. And that was down at Route 44 West when I was with Elvin Duncan in Miller Park.
That's right.
That was a great room.
We got some names being thrown around tonight. Elvin Duncan.
Stragglers.
Somebody should mention Mooka, too. We talked about Prairie Sun, so let's get Mooka Resnick up there.
Yeah.
Mooka. He watches this show. I want to get him. I've been trying to get him in here, but he doesn't drive at night.
Yeah.
Can't blame him there.
I can't blame him. I don't like driving in the daytime around here, man.
It's too peoply out there.
Yeah,
damn.
Too peoply.
Yeah, but it's safe coming to Petticoat.
It is. You got
got
here all right.
On the road, it's like
easy.
Like something out of the Birds.
Yeah, man.
Take a left at the Chickens, make a right
really
at the Goats.
silent.
It's like where I grew up, man. Back roads. That's where I learned to drive. Was on back roads.
Yeah. There you go. Well, you're here now. This is Pepper Lane.
Yes.
I gave it away. Petticoat.
Petticoat.
Halfway between Petaluma and Cotati. Hey, let's check out. And I got a small news segment coming up too. Wait a minute. We have somebody's hardcore opinion of the blues or rock and roll coming up at you right here. We'll be right back after one more song and a small news report.
To our juvenile delinquency of today. I 100% believe it. Why I believe that is because I know how it feels when you sing it. I know what it does to you. And I know the evil feeling that you feel when you sing it. I know the lost position that you get into in the beat. Well, if you talk to the average teenager of today and you ask them what it is about rock and roll music that they like, and the first thing they'll say is the beat, the beat, the beat.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
That's right, Sonoma County. This is your entertainment news for the evening, coming to you high from the hills of Petticoat. What's that? Yes, I've got the stories right here for you tonight in a short synopsis of what we need to convey to you. Here it is, Sonoma County Singer-Songwriters Community Billboard. Folks, you need to know about this project I've started recently for everybody in Sonoma County and Marin to be able to post your upcoming gigs and also check out and see what's coming up in the entertainment area for Sonoma and Marin. That is the Sonoma County Singer-Songwriters Community Billboard. And you can find that right there at facebook.com/groups/SoCo Singer-Songwriters. That's the new SoCo group. Check it out. You'll enjoy that. All these links are available on my website. Let me tell you that the Tiny House Live Facebook group is also something fun to check out. Join and see what's going on in this tiny world right here from my hills of Petticoat. And updates on up-and-coming guests and shows headed your way, all from my tiny house. It's very small. It's very small. And ViralMediaArt YouTube channel, while you're here and I got your ear, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, set it to all. When the bell rings, you'll know I've got new information up. There might be a live show happening like this one happening right now in your very moment, right live on YouTube as we speak. All right, we got that, and I've got something else set up in my world called Buy Me a Cup of Coffee. That's right. I'm sliding back off my hopes of monetizing my channel and heading more towards a significant cup of coffee. Now, if you look on the top of my trail, you can now buy your professor a cup of coffee. $5 a cup. I've got supporters out there already. Mackenzie Gilbert, thank you for being a Buy Me a Cup of Coffee. Tammy Bell, yes, girl, you're here tonight. You bought me a cup of coffee. You guys are all supporters of Tiny House Live, ViralMediaArt, and my inspirational space station. You're astronauts. Or something like that. All right, thank you, those supporters. And I'm going to mention two more upcoming guests coming in very soon. We'll get back to our show tonight. And I'm going to tell you that, yes, I'm cooking up something fun with Donovan Stark. He'll be back in the near future. And I'm going to tell you as well that another I'm going to say famous. Oh, my God. It's Eric Martin. Eric Martin will be back in my tiny house as well, too. We're talking about dates before he sets off on his next world tour of Japan. So Eric Martin, Donovan Stark, are looking for arranging shows with those guys and a bunch of people. If I have talked to you about a show at Tiny House Live, I have not forgotten about you. I'm just extremely busy trying to line up as many shows as I can through the rest of this year. If I've talked to you about a show, I'll be talking to you again. So know that. I've got a lot of people I've been speaking to about it. That's it, my friends, right here on Tiny House Live News Moments, News Hour, however long it takes. Either way, it's us right here, and I'm glad to get back to the moment at hand with my guests, Gary Silva and Harry Gale, right here in my tiny house, and our evening as we continue on to further talk about Stu Blank's Barbecue Blues. This show makes me hungry. I almost barbecued today because you guys are going to be here, and I probably should have. But I didn't. Cool. I didn't. We had some goat cheese, and you got to taste some of my tequila habanero honey. Yeah, that was kind of nice on some strawberries. And got some sushi and some drinks of varying kinds over here. I'm still unofficially sponsored by Lagunitas. Someday they'll put a case on my front door.
Yes. And it'll be official.
There
you go.
If not, I'm going over to Hen House. I don't mind saying. I'll cross the street. I can cross the street. Go. There's some things I like about the Hen House. They embrace urban legends, and that's one of the things I like about them. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks for being here, you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, man.
Fun stuff. People have been checking in over here. I love it. Tammy Bell got a couple of thumbs up and some hearts for the love for being a supporter. Thank you, Tammy.
Cool.
And Mackenzie, wherever you are out there. Thank you. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, man.
People, and also I should say, there's a lot of people who I haven't mentioned. I hate to mention names because I'll forget somebody.
Yeah.
So many people who watch my show regularly and check in with me regularly on Facebook. I love you all. You can reach me at right easy at facebook.com/tinyhouselive. Can't be easier than that.
Cool.
Reach out to me. We'll talk. I like that. Oh, I thought I was already in this picture with you. Let me reformat our world a little bit as I play cameraman for a moment. Well, let's see here. I'm trying to think where I could lead you next in this leading conversation that we have. We've seen some good videos tonight so far. We've got some energy up.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah.
Thanks to Lewis Stu's son for posting that on YouTube.
Yeah.
Louis, you rock.
Yeah,
Well,
Louis.
if he hadn't have done that, I
Right,
never
we
would have
wouldn't be
found
here.
it,
We
and I
wouldn't
would have
be
never
here.
tried to glue these two subjects together. So
Yeah,
it does
Louis,
come down to
yeah.
Louis.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Jolene
Louis.
and Emma and Audrey.
There you
Louis.
go. Yeah, well, big loves out to the people
Corey.
who,
Yeah.
you know,
Kathy.
you never know what's going to happen, you know, and I just looking for breadcrumbs.
Yeah, that was that was cool. That I mean, you know, Kathy let everybody into her house, man, and you know, it was. I dig the one microphone hanging from the ceiling. I love that, man. That is so cool. It gives you an idea, man. You don't need all this high tech shit, man. You know, just Harry had it down, man. One mic hanging from the ceiling.
No, you
man,
had to have a few more than that, didn't
Oh,
you?
no.
There was direct lines.
Yeah,
two,
of course.
Two
Of
8S
course.
So were you actually
16
doing live
tracks.
sound reinforcement as you were recording?
No, I would
In other
never
words, were
take
you-
that bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just was wondering.
like, I'm just here to capture
I
it.
just dig the look, man.
They're all going,
just,
more
you know,
monitors, more monitors.
Yeah,
And
ain't
they're
no
going,
monitors. No, man. Go get one.
Yeah.
You want one? Go
Did
get
you bring
one.
one?
Yeah. No, it's cool, man.
Well, that's the
It
beauty
was-
of that
it
kind of
was-
session,
it was
though.
gas,
You know,
man.
these things just
Totally.
happen in that world.
Me and
yeah.
Sir Letty in the kitchen. You know,
Yeah,
just
that's
like,
right.
hope we pull this off. Man.
Yeah, man. That was a great
Oh,
day, and
man.
yeah, there was
Yeah. There's
so much you know to thank Stu about, you know.
Yeah.
Stu for rather, and I was telling you guys that story earlier. About,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. Well, the last time you're with Stu, but
yeah, we were. Should I? You want to
go ahead. Let's do that because we're from here. We're going to go back and we're going to piece a couple other things together. So
Okay.
that's it's good time.
You got
to do that.
Kleenex, man?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it was cool because.
Oh, all right. Who is it?
It's Kathy Blank calling.
No. It's,
Anybody we need to talk to?
No.
Your lawyer?
Not at all.
No.
So, yeah, so, you know, as you all probably know, for those of you, in case you don't know, but most of us do know that, you know, Stu's no longer with us, and he had cancer, and we were, John Lee had passed away, John Lee Hooker had passed away, so Stu and I went to Hooker's funeral, and there was a lot of people there, man, and the place was packed, and, you know, Bonnie was there, and I think Carlos was there, and just all these people were there at the church in Oakland. And so he was having a hard time getting around, and he had a walker, and he called it Junior Walker, you know, his walker. But so we were, you know, he would have to get up for a while, you know, and you know, stretch his legs and whatnot. So at the end of the ceremony, people were filing out, and what I had done is I'd moved Stu next to the center aisle as people were leaving, so that people got a chance to say goodbye, basically, you know, to Stu, and a lot of people didn't recognize him. He didn't have a lot of hair, but he was sick, you know. But a lot of people got a chance to say goodbye and see him. And then afterwards, he said, "Man, let's cruise my my old neighborhood, man." So we cruised his whole neighborhood, and we were driving around, and he was eating a lot of the popsicles because he couldn't eat a lot of solid food at the time. So we saw one of those cats with a
Bicycle.
Bicycle, you know, and he goes, "Hey, amigo, man, you know, give me 2 watermelons and, you know, popsicles and whatever." And so we were eating popsicles, and then he wanted to go see his 6th grade teacher who he hadn't seen in a long time, and he said this particular teacher in the 6th grade was like his mom. He said he was really close to her, he really loved her, and she was retiring. So we drove around and looked for a flower shop. We went to one shop, and they just wanted an exorbitant amount of money. We said, nah. And so we went to another place. I saw something. Let's go over here. Place was closing. The guy was about to lock the door, and I said, hey, man, I really need to put a bouquet of flowers, anything, man. And all we got's $25, man, you know. And so, you know, it's for my buddy out in the car, and he looked out there, and he saw Stu, you know, and he said, okay, come on in. So he started putting things together, and he keeps adding things, and I go, I only got $25, man, you know. And so but don't worry about it. So we put it together. We went to we went to the hall where they were having her retirement party, and she was there, and so we got there, and we brought her the flowers, and she was just so touched that you know, Stu took the time, you know, to come and see her and say goodbye, and it was so sweet, man. It was just really touching, really moving, and we were all, you know, touched, and, you know, tears and so forth and hugs, you know. But you got to say goodbye.
It's great you made that
really
happen.
sweet.
It's
Yeah.
great you
Had
made
to
that
do
happen
it,
and be there. Yeah, sometimes you got to step out and
Absolutely.
and
so,
do that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we drove home, and he was he said, "Thanks, Smacky, for doing that." You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so
How long did he pass after that?
not long. It was
July 2001.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
so-
everybody's got stew stories, but none of
know.
them are like that.
No, they aren't.
Yeah,
they don't.
that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very true.
And
Very
so
true.
I got some of those other ones
No,
too.
but
bet.
this is the thing is, if you hung around him long enough, you saw him with Jolene and the kids
Yeah.
and stuff. He was a right
Oh.
cat. He was a great dad.
Oh,
Yeah, I can
man.
see that.
He was a hard musician that
Yeah.
had dents and bruises and shit, but he was a good cook. He was a
Oh, man.
He was a hilarious parent
He's a great dad.
and engaging and
Yeah.
and he would also like mentor me like little things like, dude, you don't like the way that mix sounds? You're the engineer, man. You need to do.
Oh, yeah.
And then I used it on him one time when he was getting out of it. It was great.
Oh,
you know,
you know,
I
it's-
learned from him so much. You know?
it was a crack up because I remember one time we were playing a wedding in San Jose and we had to play at Lou's Pier 47 or whatever it was.
23 or
Yeah, well, yeah.
yeah.
And so,
Hike.
and me and him and Bill Campbell are playing this wedding, and Stu's looking at his watch, and he's going, "Man, I don't think we're going to make that gig at Lou's in time, man." So we're going, "Oh shit, what are we going to do?" So Stu moves his watch up about 45 minutes fast. you
That'll
know?
fix it.
So he says, "Okay, when I tell you guys, man," he goes, "when I tell you start packing your shit up, just don't say a word. I'm going to start singing and playing medleys and just pack up your shit and go out the back door and load
Great
it in
plan.
the car." So I go, okay, and he's playing and singing, hey, and having a great time and all this stuff, you know. And then so we're packed up, we're outside waiting, and then I peeked inside, and Stu goes, "All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was our last song. Thanks very much. Congratulations to the bride and the groom." And she comes walking up. She goes, "Wow, is it already time to quit?" And Stu goes, "Yeah, according to my watch, And she goes, "Oh, okay, thanks," and hands him a check, and we pack his stuff out, man. We jump in the station wagon,
The
and we
power of perception.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
and we
Timex.
yeah,
What
we
a
haul
great story.
we haul butt to lose and. And I gotta say, man, one time, this is how hardworking not just how hardworking he is, but the kind of dad he was. This is no lie. A lot of people don't believe this, but we had a Sunday where we had 5 gigs in one day. We had a 9 o'clock at Lee's Prairie 47, and then we played there I think from 9 to 12. We had a 1 o'clock thing that we did, and we played till 3, and then we did a 1 hour session at somewhere in the city, and then we had a gig from 6 to 9, and then we had a 9:30 back at Lou's Pier 47 from 9 to 1. So we had 5 gigs in one day, man.
What?
And you just and we just did it, we were just doing it, that's what we did, and it was a good payday, And so we're driving home, man, and I'm exhausted at this point, loading and unloading and stuff,
No doubt.
and so we get to the Magic Lamp, finally, and I'm loading my drums out of his car into my van, and I said, "So what are you going to do, Stu, man? You're going to probably sleep in tomorrow, huh?" "I know I am." And he goes, "No, man, I'm getting up at 6. I'm going to take the kids to the beach." I said, that's a dad, man.
Totally
That's the
dad.
kind of dad he was.
Yeah,
man.
Sleep on the beach.
Sleep on
Yeah,
the beach.
man, that's exactly right. Man.
Get more rest there.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
No, he was precious. I worked a lot with him too, doing sound, and one of the things I remember him, I laugh so hard. It's one of the ones I remember from Stu, because the opening band finished playing, and he was taking the stage, and he's talking to the audience, and he's referring to the opening band. He goes, "Hey, ladies and gentlemen, what about that opening band? They weren't a great band, weren't they?
Were they not?
Yeah, they weren't a great band, weren't they?"
yes,
and I'm
yes,
going,
it's,
he could twist things around. That was
yeah.
just like, if you weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
He was. Yeah, he could do those things.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. Weren't they great?
Weren't they great?
I forget. Yeah, I've got a recording of him saying that.
Oh,
yeah.
it's a sample. I'd love to find it. That's what
I've
I'd
got
love
it.
to do.
I've got it. I'll I'll pass it on.
Well, you know,
to
we definitely have more history to pursue, and we're doing great on our timing. I've got a couple more videos I'm still going to play.
Yeah, man.
And I've got a couple that I'm not even going to be able to get to, as I knew I wouldn't because of the timing that it is. But what I'm going to show us next is what will happen with this music that we've been hearing so far, because what I've been trying to do is take the videos that we have that were posted on YouTube and the multi-track mix that Harry did, glue those two things together to give us an updated multi-track clean version of what happened that day, not just a room mic.
Yeah, yeah.
So the next two, our last two videos tonight, I should say, even will one of them features Lisa Kindred, which is fantastic,
man.
and the other one will say it features Tommy Castro, although it's all you guys playing. There's really no featuring, but it's kind of based around them. And
yeah, man, it's just that's just it. There was no star tripping, you know. There was everybody was. It's all okay. It's your turn. You solo.
That's the beautiful thing of it. You can see people doing that.
You sing a song.
Yeah,
you sing one.
Yeah, take a solo. You solo.
Yeah.
You solo. So,
yeah.
and that's why I'm really glad to see this come together more as a final solid project. So it's really, I'm enjoying the fact that I could take your work, Harry, which you did really, really well, because we got some really good audio recording.
Thank you.
In a tight situation, because I know that from doing sound reinforcement, doing sound and video, trying to get all that out of a room of crazy musicians. That can be tough.
Way tough.
Way can be tough.
Yeah.
But let's look at the future a little bit. Let's see where we can take this project as we take the videos you've seen so far, and I'll go back and re-edit those into Harry's multi-track mix, just like the next two that you've got coming up at you right now. As we hop into my time machine here and go backwards in time for what did I call this one? Oh, this is
Stew into the future.
Stew into the future. There you go. There you go. Yeah, this is for you guys. Hop in the time machine. Go forward.
I keep crying for my baby. Another day has come and gone. My mama had these troubles. My daddy had them too. Brothers in the army, I don't know what to do. Black night is calling. Oh, how I hate to be alone. I keep crying for my baby. Another day has come and gone. brothers in the army. I don't know what to do. Black night is falling. Oh, I hate to be alone. I keep crying for my baby. Another day come and go.
Amazing vocals of Lisa Kindred
Oh,
right there.
man.
I know, man.
No kidding.
And great job recording that, Harry. Once again, I mean, you can see the difference here when we go back and glue this. You all right? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if they were
What I
on or
forget?
not.
Oh, there.
The headphones.
Oh, that's it. Climb on in with us.
Drummers, you know.
Barry,
Oh, yeah.
Barry White is in the headphones.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
No.
baby.
No.
Well, that's probably that's probably because he got lost in my blue my blues
Yes.
kitchen.
Yeah, I
there's
did.
right there, my little blues club tonight.
It's that
right
honey
there.
habanero tequila.
Is that
thing.
the back that you got back there behind you?
I was taken by Lisa's vocals, man, and Johnny's guitar work. And Terry
True.
played a beautiful sax solo, man.
Absolutely.
I mean, Stu on the piano. I mean,
The
that,
piano
God,
stuff
it was
knocked
just-
me out.
That's
Acoustic
just
piano.
beautiful,
Yeah,
man.
that's just a great scenario.
That's
I'm-
classic.
Yeah.
Shit right there,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
God
yeah.
damn. That was unbelievable.
You know, there were moments. It wasn't easy going back to resync it because you remember that's resynced. So I had to go back and look for those moments and time them up just right to make it look correct.
Yeah.
At the same time, pull out the little pops that were happening.
Right.
That meant I couldn't do the other ones. So it was tedious, but
Yeah.
I think it worked
Good
out really
job,
well.
man.
I think
Good
it worked out really
job.
well. And
Wow.
we'll do more. I got
Man, oh, man.
Harry
That's-
gave it to me right here. You see, I've got it right here now.
Yeah.
There it is.
flash drive.
I've got the flash drive.
There you go, man.
So more will live, which means this show will continue, which is great. We're probably
Yeah.
going to need to do a part B, just when it's all done.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah,
come back
let's do
together.
that.
We'll
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
we'll reignite this conversation again. I have a
Oh, yeah.
feeling that we could talk for hours like this anyway.
Easily.
We start talking about stories, and I find this with a lot of my musician friends. We all have so many stories that we kind of carry with us.
True.
You know,
True.
and I started writing down. Did you ever make a tour diary? Do you keep written dialogues or logs?
You know, I was so involved in the music, you know, and that's one of my biggest regrets was not keeping a log and also not taking a camera with me.
Yeah.
Had so many moments, man, where I would just go, damn, I should have had a camera,
Right.
you know.
Did you see that Bill Wyman show where they went through all Bill Wyman's things?
Exactly, man. Yeah.
He's like the only guy that ever did that.
Yeah.
Well, what a historical.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he did a whole movie because Bill Wyman's the quiet one,
Right.
Yeah.
And he has like whatever rollies or 8mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
footage
man.
all the way through whenever.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
it's
that was
great.
Great, man. Great. Just and I just regret not having a camera or keeping a log. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
And,
But you were doing it. You know,
that's
what
just
I
it.
mean?
I was playing the
It's
music.
like,
I
it's
was,
better to
yeah.
do than to watch.
That's what you tell yourself in the moment.
I was catching up on sleep, man. I was sleeping in RVs and buses, man, and staying up till daylight, and doing what musicians were doing back then,
That's right.
But man, this is beautiful, man, because we're playing to each other where there's no, as I said earlier, there's no egos.
Yeah.
It's friendship. It's
Yeah,
camaraderie.
it's unfiltered. I really like that.
Yeah, we have all this. We all share this. We all have this in common.
Yeah.
And
it was also, I think, a loose idea. Like, so people showed up like, okay, I got something at barbecue, and what the hell are we doing? But
Yeah.
once it started, it's like, oh, that's we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it just locks in.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I'll follow because everybody's a ride. You know, they can ride.
Yeah.
On the moment.
Yeah.
And then you take turns where somebody gets to be the skipper. You know,
Yeah.
it's a 3-hour tour of extraordinary
Some
blues prowess.
Yeah. Somebody would just count off a tempo.
Yeah.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, pop. You know, okay, that's going to be a shuffle, and
Right.
you know, in my language, or or just 1, 2, like Keys. You know, Lisa was just doing slow blues, man. You know.
Yeah.
And you respectfully
That's the
lay
thing.
lay back, and it's
Yep.
everybody respects each other's talents, and
There is no showboat. It's the effort of the team.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what comes across. in
And
this.
everybody's mature enough and well seasoned enough
Yes.
to deliver chops
Yeah.
on the fly.
Yeah.
Well, it's communication, and people shouldn't be talking over other people. It's just it is communication,
And
and
listening.
very
That's the
important.
difference between a garage band and a blues band. It's listening.
That's right, man.
And restraining and keeping that song the 4-letter word it is.
That's correct.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's a hard thing to do. I
Well,
know editing. Don't play that. Sometimes there's more being played if you don't play it at all.
Yeah.
Service to others.
You know, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Not service to self.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Seriously.
No, true.
No, it's very true, and that's something I find a lot. I know I find it when I'm engineering a 3-piece band. I love it because there's so many holes. There's things to happen in between, and all of that.
I love playing in 3-piece bands.
There's something about it, just whether it's guitar, bass, and drums,
Yeah.
or keyboards and guitar and drums, and you're left-handy.
I was with Ron Thompson. In fact, Ron Thompson, the Resistors, man.
Yeah, man.
And Ron and I and Byron and man, we started that band and rehearsing. We woodshedded for probably a couple of months. We were driving into the city, the Ingleside district, and man, he was
a force of nature, man.
He was a force of nature.
Yeah,
he didn't take any. He didn't take any half-assed, playing, man. It was just like, I remember him telling a bass player one night, because I did my homework, man, because I knew he was a taskmaster, man, and with good cause. I wanted it to be as good as it could be.
Yeah.
And I remember him one night telling the bass player, "Hey, man, instead of going home tonight and watching Mannix, why don't you play your fucking bass, man?" It just cracked me up,
Oh,
man. So I
man.
said, "Okay." So this is what happened because of us woodshedding, practicing, probably driving to the city 2 or 3 times a week, man. And it would be 80 degrees in Marin County, man. It'd be nice and sunny. Me and Byron would go over there in shorts, and T-shirts, and you get to the Ingleside district, man, and it was like freezing and foggy and windy, It's like
Layers, Gary.
Yeah.
California, you dress in layers.
Man, oh man, And
That's
so, but
California.
what happened is we had our very first gig. We played after we finished our very first gig as a trio, Ron Thompson and the Resistors, and at the end of the night, this guy came up to us and says, he goes, I really like what I hear, man, and he says, I would like to sign you guys to a record deal. And we were like, get the hell out of here, get away from here, bullshit, and here's my card. Call me on Monday.
What was his name?
His name was Norman Dayron.
There you go.
So he was working with Tacoma Records, and so he signed us to Tacoma Records, and things didn't quite work out well enough. There were some issues after the fact, but I won't get into that. But anyway, but we, all of a sudden we were winning Bammys and being nominated for things. We got nominated for a Grammy. I was on a few cuts on an album. I'd left the band at this point, but after I left the band, he would still use a lot of my cuts, a lot of the stuff that I had done in the studio that he'd saved, and put them on the album, and so we were nominated for a Grammy. We didn't win, but it's nice to be nominated.
Darn right.
Nice to be recognized.
That's part of the community, Bay Area.
Exactly.
Right. Absolutely.
So
congratulations on that. That's good stuff.
Yeah,
it really is. Man, oh man. Whoa, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh, by the way, let me stop for a second because we have some people chiming over here, and Cecilia here is with us tonight. Cecilia Peterson, and she's loving it. She says, "Love this. This is priceless." So this is
Cool.
people out there kind of listen to what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And I know, this is Sarah here. That was hella cool. People just loving what we're doing, and that's the reason to do this in here.
Absolutely.
I mean,
And we
thank
love
you.
Stu.
And we do love Stu.
Yeah,
And we love you
absolutely.
guys, and we love really our whole music community. For just being who they are, and that's kind of what I'm enjoying doing, is kind of shining a light in that direction. I did that since Cecilia's here. I did that when Levi passed, and I did that when Rick Cutler passed, and
cool.
And whoever leaves next will do this again,
Yeah,
until I go, and then somebody else is going to have to take over. All right,
That's right. Yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you all for being here with us tonight.
Thank
in
you.
Tiny House
Thanks for
Live.
having us,
And we've
man.
got another song we're going to play, and then
Cool.
we'll come back and we'll formulate how we actually end this show. Or
Sure, man.
I think if you playing the Ace cut.
No, I'm going to play the Tommy Castro piece,
right
the
on.
last one using your mix.
Get you off my mind.
Boy, There's two
That was
there's two
slamming.
that I could have played. I just trying to keep our show in some of the proportion. I called it till 9:30. That's about where we're going to be.
Yeah.
And Tommy was just here in Peacetown.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
Shout out to Tommy Castro.
I wanted to get out to Peacetown, and I've been talking to the guys about doing it, but the only trouble is here it is Wednesday night, and what am I doing?
Yeah.
I've been doing my tiny house
That's
on Wednesdays
cool. No, good.
the entire time. So now that I'm not doing every single Wednesday, I'm doing pretty much announced Wednesdays like this one, and I'll be doing a few more as we go along. Not every Wednesday, but announced Wednesdays, same time, 8 to 9 p.m. plus.
It's a new band name, Announced Wednesday.
You know,
Yes.
it's making me be a little more relaxed in my life, except I don't have to come up with a show every single week for 5 years.
Cool.
That's how long I've been doing this. So let's play another cut.
Yes.
And this is I'm sorry. What was the name of this one?
I think it's Get You Off My Mind by Tommy Castro and the Stu Blank
I
Barbecue
think you're
Blues.
right, man. I think you're right. Yep. We'll take another little trip back on our time machine and let's go. You ready?
Yes.
Go for it. Go for it. Well, here they go.
good for my mind. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Of course, I'm at last drink.
It's the music.
And we're visiting the bar tonight. There you go. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Tiny House right here. High in the hills of Petticoat tonight with my good friends and my buddies, my local musician friends. Gary Silva right there on the left. Harry Gale on the right. Telling some stories. Tall tales.
Yeah, man.
All truth. You swear those are all true?
I swear
Every
they
truth
are.
of them tonight?
Absolutely.
Nobody told any lies tonight?
No lies.
All
man.
right. You're
No.
not lying now, are
No,
you?
I got people who are there's too many of the people still left that could
No, this is all on YouTube now. People are going to catch you in that lie.
That's right.
If
That's
you've said it
right.
now publicly,
Yeah.
you're now responsible for your actions.
That's correct. Boy, Tommy was killing it on that last
Yes.
song, man.
Yes.
His voice, man, was just damn.
Powerful.
I know,
Super
and he can still
powerful.
do that, but you can
Yeah.
feel the age in his voice now. He's been doing it for so long. But
Yeah.
this is 27 years ago, by the way, if you do
Yeah.
the math.
Yeah.
So yeah, 27 years ago.
That's
We're still here. We're still
Yeah,
looking
man.
pretty good.
We're still doing it.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
Dropping his phone, his knees are
It's
creaking.
all right. No. That's cool. The hell with the phone.
How's your body holding up being a drummer anyway? That's got to be tough
It's
on
actually
you, right?
no. It's actually keeping me in shape, man.
Is
It
it?
keeps me. Yeah. It
That's
keeps
great.
me. Man. It's aerobic. It's spiritual. It's mental. It's physical. It's man. I can't.
I can see
just it's really cool. It keeps me healthy, man.
It's
Keeps me healthy.
It's all about balance. That's what drumming
Totally.
says to me. How do you balance all
Yeah.
this stuff and then sing too, for God's sakes?
It's a really man.
It's a zen.
I can't.
It is a zen
it is,
thing.
man. I can't imagine life without playing drums, man.
No. And you know, Harry, I've said that about you to a number of people. I've pointed at you like I'm pointing at you right now and said, you know, he's the Zen engineer of our county. I've
He
said that
is,
directly
man.
about you. I said,
Yeah.
if you want that person who's
Oh,
going to
yeah.
listen and give you some love and
Yeah.
knows what he's doing there.
Totally.
Yeah. So how are you holding up? How are your ears, Harry?
My ears are good. I just went to it's a Miracle Ear and got my little sheet. Guy tried to sell me the hearing aids. I said, I promise I'll come back when
man.
I need them.
Yeah, right.
That's not what this is about. I just
Exactly.
want to know what I'm doing for the people.
Yeah.
Because they're paying me to make
Yeah.
decisions.
Yeah.
And it was great. So I know my curves
Yeah.
of my ears, and I can know when to trust them and when to lay off and
Yeah.
just be like, well, what do you guys think? Because
Oh, man.
here's the thing is, whatever my sonic midwife skill set is, it's from listening to cats and going, oh, you like the snare mic like that, or what, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then remembering them later for the
Right.
next gig.
Yeah.
And make everybody just themselves first. And then if we want to go Sgt. Pepper's or something,
Yeah.
I'll go down the rabbit hole or whatever. But really just get it to sound like what it sounds like now. And not
Isn't that
make
funny?
anybody who they're not. Let them
Music's
be
all
who they
about
are.
it's all about references, isn't it?
You
I
know,
mean,
it's and Harry's such, Harry's got such an ear, man. That it's just unbelievable. I mean, I remember that time we were doing that album, that country album for Merle, and my daughter was going to Manhattan School of Music. Shout out to my daughter Naomi,
Great singer.
and she was going to Manhattan School of Music, ended up getting her master's in classical voice. But anyway, she was home for some holiday or maybe spring break or something, and
Earl Brandon with Johnny V.
that's what it was. And they asked me, God, I hear a woman's voice in this, on this song. Any women singers? And I go, yeah, I know one, and just happens to be in town. So I brought my daughter in, and she, I guess she nailed it.
Yeah.
And then the next day, it was like, they asked her, could you come back tomorrow and could you go, do, it was at another studio or something somewhere.
Oh yeah, Michael's in Bennett Valley, was
exactly,
it?
yeah. And so like I'm standing there like, and yeah, Naomi, if you could come back tomorrow, man, that would be great.
And you sang on that one too.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. And so, but anyway, they're asking my daughter to come back the next night, the next day, at this other studio, and I'm standing there like, well, what about me? No, you're done. We don't need you, man. And so I'm joking, but it was it was good. She was great, but that's the kind of ear that and that's what Harry brings, to the table, man.
Yep.
He's
I used to call it relaxed, productive atmosphere, which sounds like an oxymoron, but I'm telling you, it's not. You just get in that, just like what you guys did on the thing that we just watched.
Yeah.
Everybody's just kicking ass, laying it down, showing their chops while being supportive of each other. Most relaxed, like, cool,
and
let's do this then, I guess.
Yeah. Not forcing it, not thinking.
It's just
not
flowing.
Yeah,
man.
nobody's overthinking it, It's just...
It was a real honor for me and Serletti and Mark Kuhn to be asked to be in that crew and watch you guys. I mean, I'm a guitar player or whatever, but you guys were the fucking North Beach level. And really, I challenge anybody to give some kind of recording like this. This was like a one-time thing where, Encyclopedia Britannica should have gotten the tip, because it won't happen again.
Yeah, this is true.
And it wasn't trying to be anything like the Summer of Soul or whatever, but I mean, it was our Summer of Soul in a lot of ways.
It was, man.
Yeah. The last shuffle.
Yeah, we weren't setting out to be
the last shuffle.
Yeah, we weren't. Yeah, exactly.
That's good.
Yeah, we weren't setting out to make this. This is going to be legendary, guys.
Right, it was
let's go out. And
let's see if we can do this and have fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, let's eat.
Yeah, there's a good combination. Darn right.
And Stu had shelved this too. Remember,
we
recorded. We're like, this is great. He's like, I don't know if everybody's going to be happy with it.
Exactly.
And then it was like, oh, Stu got the news. It's like, well, Gary, we're finishing this thing.
Yeah.
And we went back and remastered. We had DATs and stuff already done, but they were like, let's do it again and really just comb through it and make it a proper offering. And then shout out to my dad, one little thing.
Yes.
Rest in peace, Roland, but he helped put the CD
he did.
into my hands so that I could sell it to help Stu raise the dough.
Yeah,
I remember going to Stu going like, man, I'm sorry we didn't sell them all. And he's like, are you crazy, man?
Yeah.
That's a gift. That's a beautiful thing.
He complimented me too when he heard it. He was against it. He didn't. He goes, man, there's nothing on there. I go, bullshit. There's a lot of stuff on there.
Yeah.
And just let us, and I kind of had to hound him. Come on, where are those tapes, man? Let me have them. And and
every Monday night, man,
we got involved, man. And
he
finally released the tapes to us, and Harry says, okay, I got free Monday nights. And Harry says, I do rock, man. I don't know anything much about blues, so you're gonna have to be the guy that pulls and pushes the knobs. And he let me do that. He entrusted me, and I wanted
to sound right to your medium, and I know, and some of those things, especially even on the Blackie Jones, those are parallels that rock, blues, it's going to work. They're relatives.
True.
But just that's how. And I was young. I'd been doing it for a while, but I was still a few years into being a professional. So that's how you build your knowledge. Is to ask people, what am I doing here? Show me.
And we just, I remember every Monday night, I missed an entire football season of Monday Night Football, man.
That makes me extra happy.
But yeah, exactly. No, and it was a pleasure, man. And his dad contributed and, fronted the money.
And we paid him back and gave Stu a bunch of money on top of that.
Man. We raised $30,000 for Stu.
Really?
That night.
Man.
Yeah, I put together me and 11 other people, and then on top.
And he got Steve Miller to play. I think was it Squid or one of those guys brought Steve Miller out at one of the.
Yeah.
Oh, that was after the Vets. That was another.
That was after the Vets. No, I got.
Shout out to Squid Vicious.
Yeah, I had Night Ranger. I had Tommy Castro, I had Norton Buffalo, and Roy Rogers as a duet.
Bless your heart.
And then I had Norton Buffalo and the Knockouts. I was playing with Norton Buffalo at the time. And then I had an opening act, which was kind of like a North Beach All-Stars with Johnny Nitro and Johnny Ace and all these different cats that were playing. Yeah. And I played drums, but and everybody did it for free. Nobody wanted a penny.
Yeah, and the audience vibe was spectacular that night.
Oh, man. It was packed. I'd never seen
Love Fest.
The parking lot, the entire parking lot of the Santa Rosa Veterans building, the entire parking lot was packed.
Wow.
And then across the street underneath the overpass, you know, from the fairgrounds. That was packed.
Really?
And it was pouring down rain. It was hailing.
Wow.
And
This was January, right?
Yeah, it was January, late January. And everybody said, some people saying, "Oh no, it's not going to be any good. You know, it's too soon after the holidays. Nobody's going to have any money, and it's going to be cold and rainy." And it's like, I'm doing this.
Lose the hive mind, people.
Yeah.
This is a moment.
So we put a bunch of people together. We formed a committee. Man, we had posters. We had security guards. We had T-shirts. We had the CDs, thanks to you and your dad. And had Los Lobos donated some stuff and some you know, we had a silent auction. People were donating things, a guitar. Somebody donated a Fender guitar, and raised all this kind of money, man. And it was
sounds like something that Steve Sherrill would do from Stan Roy, by the way.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was great, man. And people were the food and drink was free. There was no alcohol because it was AA. Stu was an AA guy, and all his people were AA. So that was a stipulation, no problem. We put a trust fund for the kids, so when they turned 18, they would get a little bit of bread, you know. And so man, we set it up, and then after the show, man, everybody's packing up, and Stu comes up to me, man, and he goes, "Man, Smacky, I don't know, you know." He says, "Why did you do this? How did you do? Why did you do this?" And I said,
"What'd you say?"
I said, "I don't know, man. It's just something just drove me to. Just something inside me said, I didn't even think about it. It was like, okay, this has to be done." And
yeah, I understand that.
And
it's love, man.
Yeah. I get it. Yeah, it's love, and it was just, it was not.
It's hard to receive it. Like I could see him being like, "What?"
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But knowing Stu, you're like, "Well, you've been screaming for love all this time, man. What are you going to bash for now?"
Exactly.
Well, that's exactly what we're doing here tonight. Is pouring some love back out, not only to Stu, the family and friends, but the community, the music community of Sonoma County. And I really thank you guys for being here, man.
Thank you for having us. Man.
Oh, we're gonna be doing this again. I've got small inroads to a few people like ourselves here who we have topics, and there's so much more we can cover.
Oh man!
And I invite you all to join us back on the next episode Tiny House Live
Part 2.
We'll come back and we'll do some more of this. There's so much history to talk about. And you guys have been such a huge part of it. As I like to think, I've been part of it too. Isn't it really? Man. It's a wonderful look back in time. I could never have left and gone somewhere else to start over. Whatever I've done has all been in this county, and for you guys, I just love you, appreciate you, all your efforts,
too,
the practice, you know, whether it's stage recording, drums, everything. You guys are awesome. So,
man, and thank you for doing this, man.
Yeah.
It means
more
a
than
lot.
a pleasure.
It
More than a
means
pleasure.
lot.
And I hope you all enjoyed this out here. I see a lot of people over here have chimed in. Sarah, Cecilia, Mary. Thank you so much, Tammy. I see you.
Thank you, guys.
And like I said, there's more to go on this as we head on out here. We're gonna play a little outro, take you back in my time machine, and wish you all well, Sonoma County.
Yeah,
my friends, go ahead and wave at everybody as we're making our way out. Let me crank up the time machine as we head outwards. Come on now. Oh, it doesn't want to go. My time machine's saying, no, I like it in this time and space. Love you. Here you go, folks. Love you.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Good night.
Thanks
Good night
for
to you.
tuning in.
Absolutely. Love you.